girls here will tell you that too, you know, anybody will. I lived with Rob for a long time. Yes, I fought with Rob, and you know, everything else is all good. Me and Rob spent some time in jail together. Trust me, you know, I got some stories to tell about Rob, but most of all, man, we got to remember Rob right here in our heart and everything, you know. And hopefully it is in the beginning, and he will be hanging out with his brother Gene and Glenn, because I did have the privilege of meeting Glenn, or Gene also as well, and hanging out with him. I got stories about Gene and you as well, but you know, we all love him all the way too. You know, I'll miss him. He's my brother, my friend, always. You know, love these Jim. He's one of the kids, Christian, Jeremiah, and Jesse as well. You know, and I brought some pictures. Of course, they're all of us partying, and you know, every picture I have since then, you know, must be an influence, but I got pictures. All of them are like that. So,
Sounds kind of like you.
Is there anybody else that would like to come up and say anything?
I always kind of like to take on the name Jimmer. He called me at the shop. Chris, this is Jimmer. You know, Jim, he goes, hello, my name's Bob. Oh yeah, you're in recovery. That's right. So, my name's Chris. So, but anyway, anybody that's had their bike at my shop, I've got a file on it. And in that file, either there's work been done to you, but I want you guys to know that I pray for you guys. I've been through the drug scene, and I've had my issues, and stuff like that. So that's why I opened up the motorcycle shop, to reach out to people. And when I see guys come in the door, and I know that they've had a troubled life, then my heart goes out to them, because I've had a troubled life. And I don't like filling up the file with obituaries. And I've got too many of those in my file next to the names, you know. And a year from now, this room is going to be 1 or 2 persons emptier. And so the person sitting next to you, like I think I heard somebody else here say something about, you know, it's important that you get to know the people, not have any hassles with people, let bygones be bygones, and get along. But like I say, I pray for you guys, because life is too short. We never know who's going to be here next year, next week. And so anyway, I'm just passing that on, because I just like to see as many of you here next year at this time, wherever we're at, run into you guys, you know. Because the way I look at it in my life, God's been good to me. And I'm proud to be a Christian, and I consider other people before me, because I have someone that died for me as well as for you. You consider me. So, if you understand all that, great. If you don't understand it, then get my book. I don't have a book. Anyway.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Take a few more people, and then we'll ask if you guys want to go outside, take a smoke break, and then allow the immediate family to get some food, and then we'll bring the rest of the
Then when I first met Rob, he asked me for my number, and I gave it to him. And all before I even got home, because he thought I gave him a fake number. And when I called him back, or when he asked me for my number, I asked him how old he was, and he lied about his age. So when I got home and I called him back, I asked him what year he was born, and he said it. And I called him out on his lie. He only lied about 1 year. And when I called him out on it, he said that James was laughing at him. He said, "Dude, if you're going to lie about your age, at least make it like 5 or 6 years." So, ever since then, I worked at Walmart when I first met him and started hanging out with him. And every day on my lunch breaks, I'd go over there and fall asleep. He would hold me while I slept on my lunch break, and he'd wake me up before I had to go back to work. And we did that for about 2 months before we started dating, and all was fun.
I've known Jim like 20 fucking years. And, you know, Rob worked with him every fucking day, and I used to go there all the time, and I was kind of not paying any attention to the guy, you know? Because he had that kind of fucking personality and knock you over with his fumes, you know? I try not to get close to people at all, because I find, you know, when the shit hits the fan, most of the time, about 98% of people ain't worth a fuck anyway. You know, you think they're your fucking friend, but they're not. So, when people drink and party like Rob did, you know, that's another reason I try not to get fucking close to people. You know? God damn, maybe fucking got under my skin, you know? I'm out in the fucking yard working, I'm chopping fucking wood and shit, you know? Rob's sick and fucking hungover and everything else. And I'll be goddamn if he wouldn't come out and do in 15 minutes the amount of work it just took me 2 fucking hours to do. Just so we could sit down and talk for 15 minutes without his brother bitching at him. His brother's paying him for his fucking time. You know? And women were the only other people that he protected too, you know? I'm a sick old fucking man. I can't tell you how many times he said, hey man, you know, I mean, I know that you stepped in front of a bullet for me. I'm not even family, you know? But what do you do? You know? But all of you that are out there fucking taking them goddamn chances, fucking stop it, man. Fucking stop it. I am sick and tired of looking at my fucking phone at the names of all the fucking people that aren't here, and I can't believe them. I keep putting them in the next fucking phone. It's a big fucking hole you leave behind, and I hope that you think about it. That's me.
Rob changed my life. And the reason why I say that is because the first time I met Rob was actually in the gym at the health department, getting my TB shot for treatment, and that scared me. And Rob comes back out and he's like, the needle's this big. So I go back there and the lady goes, what's wrong? And I'm like, the guy out there just told me the needle's this big. She goes, no. And then after that, I went to Big Pete's here in Oakland to check for my bed date, and there was Rob again. And he was riding the bike, and he's all like, want to ride home? And I said, no, I don't think my boyfriend would like it. He goes, I'll just drop you off 2 blocks. So I was in treatment for 2 weeks, and later Rob showed up. And we hit it off, and we were with, you know, after we got out of treatment, that Jim and Michelle and the boys and stuff, they were in treatment. Well, when I got out of treatment, I was going to my CMAR class, and had my mom and my sister, my Aunt Robin with me, and my cousin, and Rob showed up on the bike again, and he comes over, he opens the door, and he's like, oh, on my lunch break, but I thought I'd come over and see if you would be my girlfriend. And he gave me a kiss, and all my whole family's next like this, like, you know, and I mean, it's just him. I know all you guys are. And to be honest, you know, he was, yeah, he's my boyfriend, but he was also my best friend too. You know, he got closer and closer to his daughter that he's never had before. And You know, he was a brother, an uncle, a dad, and people's best friend. And he was a good guy. He'll never be forgiven.
I met Rob about 12 years ago. Little 60 county jail there. And there was Dave there about 4 months now. Well, I love the man. He was everything. He's my brother, my friend, my son, uncle, dad. He was there for the kids. My whole family loved him. And I'm going to miss him.
I don't know if you guys hear my name's Jenkins, and I live in Pillsbury Rock. I gotta tell you the short story about how I met Rob. I actually, where's Autumn? Where is she? I actually met Rob, I live next door to Autumn. And he has no apartment numbers across the hall. Sure Jim would remember it. But, he was looking for Autumn one night, and he came knocking on my door by mistake. And I couldn't get him to leave. I was going through divorce at the time, you know, and, he'd come back and he'd see me every once in a while, and he'd sit outside and smoke. Told him it wasn't proper to have him in, although I was getting divorced because I was married. Somehow he got my phone number, I was up with Autumn. But somehow he did, and he called. And, I told him not to call me anymore because I was married, and the last thing he said to me, okay? He said, well, I'll call you tomorrow. And he did. So I was in my divorce, and we did date for a little while. I mean, nothing too serious, but Rob was an excellent man. You know, he had issues, he has a lot of issues, but he doesn't. But despite that man having issues and not, he was probably one of the better people I've ever known in my life.
Hey, Bob. I've known Rob quite a bit there. I grew up on Perry Street, even these kids were just kids. Like, I was not so tall, I never got much taller, but it was, they were all over there and right across these young fellows over at the water fighting everywhere. I've talked to monsters, every one of them guys must have weeds, some kid, I don't know what's going on. They all grew up. We got a couple more stories here and there, such that I ran across the family again. This man, it don't make a rat's ass what it was. All you gotta do is a good book, stay gas up, receive God, that's more or less what it boils down to. You don't have to believe in a good word in there or the gift there. You're probably here right now, fighting God by good service. He took him up out of here. Why? I don't know. I thought one of these other knuckleheads would have went first, but nevertheless, anyhow, it worked. They took a good man off the base here. I guess he just took a couple of these foul characters up out of here, but that ain't gonna. You gotta keep them down here and keep the money going for cops, whatever the hell. Nevertheless, when he through this, Rob was one hell of a fella. Don't make a rat, that's what you need to have with. And it wasn't all about what the cross was for him. He didn't give a damn. He already knew the next stop was Vietnam. And that's what he did make it. You are number one, Rob. Rock and roll.
We're gonna have one more camera to do something, and then we're gonna try to get outside, and then we can get some food, and,
I didn't really give him much thought to what I might say. Rob was my cousin. I grew up with him. You know, I used to go over to their house every day. They'd come over to our place. He actually lived with us for a while. And he had a weird way of making you feel like you were the most important person in the world when he was talking to you. And that's why you hear so many people here say that he was their brother. He had that way about him. And I guess if I had to make a list of the things that I learned from Robert, it was when you got to punch hard. And when you got to hug twice as hard. And when it comes time to take advantage of someone, and maybe sneak something that doesn't really belong to him, you do it well. And when you've got to apologize for it, you got to do that twice as well. And I have a hard time thinking about somebody that I'm going to miss as much as Tony's Rob.
Thanks, Jeff.
I know some of you guys are going to die for a cigarette. Anyway, everybody else, get outside and,